Hi, welcome to the Continuity Show, and I am so glad that you decided to spend some time here today. If you'd like to hear more about why this channel was started, then you are going to be very interested in this episode. Stay tuned, subscribe, and take care. For joining me. Thank you for coming in to see this video. I am multitasking, and if you are like me and you're always multitasking, then this is the video for you. Those of you who know me know that I'm always up to something, always productive, nevertheless. But I'm sure that many of you want to know, like, what is this continuity code thing about, and why am I doing it, and what's it about? And I thought the best way to do that, since I'm short on time, is to kind of explain how that works while I'm getting my makeup together. And yeah, so let's hear the story. Let's get this hair out of the way first of all. It's time to learn more about me and about what I have going on. I have a mirror right here, so just don't mind me if I keep moving back and forth. I'm just trying to see while I multitask, doing makeup and talking to you and making sure I share this story with you, because it's important to me and it's important for me to share this with you. So I am married. I've been married for a number of years, we'll say. Just had an anniversary celebrated. And I have two kids. They're amazing, ages 8 and 11. So I am living that working mommy life all the live long day. And it's amazing. And the thing of it is, I started the Continuity Code because I saw that there was a void in the space for kind of identifying and working with women who are like me, who, are ambitious and loving mothers and want to do it all, but can't, because you just can't. It's not meant for everyone to do everything. There's a lot of content out there, but I just wanted to see, I wanted to create content that would help women in the way that I want to be helped. Now, of course, there's plenty of content out there that's been very, very helpful to me. But there's a different side to the story, and everyone has their unique side to the story. You know what I mean? So that's why we're here. In any case, I've been working a professional woman for the past, 15, 20 years at this point. I started off fresh out of grad school. I started in consulting. And management consulting has been absolutely amazing for my career and for my progress. Through that, I've learned a lot about myself as a public health professional. I hold a graduate degree in public health management in particular. So, I've learned a lot about how healthcare is managed and how public health is managed. When you think about CDC and how CDC, okay, I know it's controversial, dealt with the COVID outbreak, in terms of how other health organizations have dealt with financial struggles or financial successes, or how do you get a message out to different organizations and different people in a way that's quick and efficient and actually gets the job done. That has been an amazing learning process for me. So, I've really enjoyed that aspect of my career. I've also worked in the pharmaceutical world, and I've also kind of worked in the space as an instructor, as a teacher. So a lot of what you see from me is going to have that bend to it, because that's my jam, is teaching all day long. And when I looked over the course of my career, I realized that a lot of the work that I've been doing has really been teaching managers how to speak with their people, teaching executives, this is what you need your constituents to know, and this is how you frame messages and things like that. So, it's been a really great experience for me to have that background, and then sort of to bring it to, the college teaching space, which is where I spent a few years, 4 years in particular, where I had the most amazing experience teaching senior level students about public health administration and administration topics. But nevertheless, you didn't come here for that. The point is, I've been around the block a few times when it comes to the working world. And in that span of time, when I'm doing all these things, and mind you, I'm traveling all over, from Atlanta to San Francisco to Boston to Cape Cod to Chicago to Dallas and everywhere in between. I don't know how my husband and I found time to have kids, but nevertheless, we did. So in any case, we had two beautiful kids, and I learned real quick that, life is tough. It is not for the faint of heart. I used to think I was so busy, and then I had kids and I realized, girl, sit down. You weren't doing anything. I'm gonna let this sit for a minute while I do my eyes. I realized I wasn't really doing anything in terms of being as busy as I thought I was. I learned that, busy is a very relative term. And certainly there are people right now that have kids, who don't have kids, who are living their single or married life, and doing so happily. And who are plenty busy, and they're changing the world and doing all kinds of things. And yes, that is true. But, as for me, I realized that I wasn't nearly as busy as I thought I was. I had plenty of time to kill. So here we are. Here we are with 2 kids, and at this point we live in the south of the southern area of the United States. And I'm realizing, you know what, I have a message that I really want to share with people around this sense of continuity and this sense that, that sense of work-life balance, because I sought after it for so long, trying to figure out how to make it work and still stay sane, and how to make it work and still be the great mom that I think that I am, or that I want to think that I am, and how to make, this corporate world make sense, and how to still advance in this corporate space. And I realized that, work-life balance is a lie. Don't tell the famous legend, songstress, artist that I know you all know and love, but I am not every woman, and it is not all of me. That is just the fact of the matter. And so here we are, and I'm figuring out, like, how does this work? What does it mean to have, what I thought was work-life balance? And it came to me that more women need to learn that there's much more to life than trying to balance. It's not really a balance as much as it is a continuum of life. And that continuum is really the continuity of your life, the things that kind of flow together that you don't even realize are working together, but actually they are. And how do you, to take a term from Sheryl Sandberg, how do you lean into your true self? And how do you lean into those things that you do well and outsource the things that you don't? How do you make sure that your life is as efficient as possible? And how do you make sure that you can get through life in a way that you can survive on the other end? You can be happy and healthy for your kids, and that your kids know that, they have mommy, and mommy's going to be okay, and daddy, if daddy's in the picture, and it's going to be okay. And there's nothing, yes, I'm about to do this. And there's nothing in this world that can take mommy and daddy away in terms of being able to attend to them. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of where I am. This is kind of what I've sort of realized from a continuity perspective, that, it's not just a one size fits all. It is not just, the same story applied to different ways. It's really a very unique and customized, kind of tailored experience of trying to find continuity, because it is based on you yourself, your unique self, and who you are. And that's where I am. I've found a sense of continuity in my life. I figured out how to make it all work. I'm in a really good place right now, and I want others to be in a good place too. So have I figured everything out? No, I have not figured out everything, but I have figured out what works for me. And I'm really enjoying where I am and what I'm doing. And I think the best thing, and the most impact to be made at this point is really, how do you give back to others? How do you make sure that people who are struggling the way that I was struggling don't have to struggle that way anymore? And they don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, the world is crashing and burning around me, and there's no way to figure out how do I sort of deal with it. So that's where I am. As it relates to kind of what the process is around finding continuity, I will reveal over time, of course. I will reveal what that process looks like, because it's a very specific process that I can really hammer back to in terms of thinking of my story, of what I did to kind of get to this place. And I didn't know that I was going through it when I was, but now that I kind of look at it retrospectively, I realize, wow, this is kind of the place that I was in, and this is kind of what I was building and what I was doing without even realizing it, in terms of finding myself and finding what's best for me and best for my family. And I'm so eternally grateful for anyone who was part of that journey. By the way, side note, I love this stuff. It's amazing. It's a color latte. I've never worked with a cream blush before. It's just not my jam, but it's like the perfect shade of nude for me, and I am in love, and it stays on like forever. So I know I'm still learning how to apply it. But yeah, it's fantastic. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. When I love a product, I have to tell everybody about it. It's just who I am. But nevertheless, there was a whole process that I went through emotionally and physically to kind of get into this place, to make it make sense for myself. So, I want to share that with others. I want to share kind of the tips and tricks that make life better. I'm not going to say easier, because life isn't meant to be easy, but kind of that make life better and help you to understand this is what you can do to kind of not go through the crazy, because the crazy is not, it's for the birds. Like, who wants to go through and deal with, you know, the disappointment and the frustration and the headache and the heartache and the, you know, trying and all the things. Like, nobody wants to go through all that. And am I saying that you shouldn't go through that? No, part of that is life, so that you can kind of learn about yourself and learn what works best for you and to troubleshoot. But, you know, the reality of it is, it's just part of life. It's what you got to go through. But I think that there is a very specific sequence where you can kind of go through those experiences or plan some experiences to an extent and then go back and look at it retrospectively and understand, did this work for me or did it not work for me? So that's kind of where I am. I want to share that, and I want to make sure that other women have, I'm not going to say the template. The template is not the right word to use in this case, because it's not a cut and dry template. Every single person is different. That is the beauty of us as humans. So, you know, I want to share what I can with who I can so that we can all learn from each other. And certainly as I go through this process, I'm sure, I guarantee you, there are things that I will learn from you and from other people who are going through or have gone through similar situations that we can kind of share and learn together. And that's what I love about establishing communities. Because it's not just about me. I know I've talked about me and my experience because that's what's unique to me. It is not just about me. It's about all of us, because we deserve to all get through this life on the other side and hold hands and say, man, that was a wild ride, but we got through it and it's okay. And we all live to tell the tale. And importantly, to go back and tell our daughters, hey, this is what we went through and we survived. And here's some tips in terms of how you can survive and get through this. You don't have to struggle the way that I did, because I don't think anybody wants their child, their daughter, their son, their child to struggle through life the way that you did. That's critical and that's important. So all that's left for me to do at the moment, I was going to do eyeshadow, but I'm not going to do eyeshadow. I can't do liner and talk to you at the same time, because if you wear makeup, you know that applying liner is like detonating a bomb. Like, you have you need absolute quiet, absolute silence, absolute everything. But I'll show a clip of what the end looks like. And who knows, maybe I might apply a little bit. Let's just do that. Let's apply a little bit of eyeshadow. I know this isn't a makeup tutorial. It's not. But I want a little something just to kind of make the eyeliner pop a little bit. Especially since I already applied eyeshadow primer, excuse me. But the thing is, kind of to land this plane, if you will, continuity refers to that continuous component of your life, the thing that that makes you who you are, that makes you unique to who you are, the thing that dictates and determines the choices that you make. And as soon as you can figure out kind of what your structure, your value, your continuity structure is, if you will, once you figure out kind of what makes you tick and where you need help and where you don't, what you do well and what you don't do well, the easier it will become, and trust me on this, the easier it will become for you to establish that sense of continuity, that sense of peace, which is the most important part, and that sense of, you know what, I can do this. I can get through this. It's going to be okay. Because the reality is it is. You know, we're all just living one day after another. And the thing is, we're all just winging it. You know, we're just prayerful that the next day is something that we can handle. And thankfully, so far it has been, by the grace of God. But the thing is, sometimes you just need to hear that. And sometimes you just need to hear lessons on that. And sometimes you just need to kind of understand, you just need to understand that somebody is there and somebody is listening and that somebody understands who you are. And that's what I hope to provide through this platform. So I hope that you will join and follow and subscribe and like and do all the things. Stay in tune, get in touch. I am so grateful for this experience, to even be here in this space, to even be putting on makeup haphazardly while you're watching me on this video. But you know, we only get so many hours in a day, and you just spent a few minutes of yours with me. And I don't take that for granted, because, you know, we're all multitasking. We're all super busy. And when you're busy, you don't need crazy. You need things that are going to edify you, or at the very least entertain you. So I hope to be a little bit of both. But like I said, if you know me personally, then you know I'm always up to something or other. And this is what I'm up to now. So I am taking what I've learned as a consultant and I'm applying it to real life, applying it to my life and applying it to others' lives through coaching and through advisory support. Because I'm here and I'm here for you and I want to be here for you. And I specifically, even though this content is suitable for anyone, my particular demographic, which is, a working mom, is near and dear to my heart. Does that mean I don't love the rest of y'all? No, it's not what that means. But what it does mean is that I've been through a lot of things and I have some sensibilities that I think are helpful and beneficial to others, sensibilities that I've learned through my own experience and through mentorship and guidance that I've had from others as well. So I hope that you join me and I hope you come along on this ride with me because it is going to be one that will be amazing, life-changing, life-altering for both you and for me. So stay tuned, comment.
Did you enjoy that? There's more where that came from. If you have any questions or any ideas for topics you'd like to see discussed, please comment down below, interact with me. I'd love to hear from you. In the meantime, like, comment, share, and take care. See you next time.